Fadaa'il Al-Qur'aan is chapter number 7. And the chapter title heading is Babu Ithmi Man Ra'a Bil Qur'an. Chapter of the sin of the one who shows off with the Qur'an. Chapter of the sin of the one who shows off with the Qur'an. He says, because Abu Hurairah radiallahu anh, they say, سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول, I heard the Messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم say, إن أول الناس يقضى يوم القيامة عليه, that the first person will be judged on the day of judgment. رجل استشهد, a man who died outwardly in the path of Allah. فأتي به فعرفه نعمه فعرفها. He will be brought and it will be shown to him the bounties that were placed upon him, and he will understand them and recognize them. قال فما عملت فيها, what did you do regarding these bounties? قال قاتلت فيك حتى استشهدت, I fought in your way or in your path until I was killed. قال كذبت, he'll say you lied. ولكنك قاتلت لأن يقال جريء, rather you fought so that it may be said that you are a courageous one. فقد قيل, and it was said, ثم أمر به فصحب على وجهه حتى ألقي في النار, then it will be commanded that he be dragged in the hellfire, his face be dragged into the hellfire. Then another man, ورجل تعلم العلم, a man who learned knowledge, وعلمه, and he taught it, وقرأ القرآن, and he read the Quran, فأتي به فعرفه نعمه فعرفها, and he brought and he'll be shown his bounties that were placed upon him, and he'll recognize them. قال فما عملت فيها, what did you do in regards to it? قال تعلمت العلم, I learned knowledge, وعلمته, and I taught it, وقرأت فيك القرآن, and I read the Quran for your sake. قال كذبت, it will be said to him, you lied. ولكنك تعلمت العلم ليقال عالم, rather you learn knowledge so that it may be said about you that you were a scholar. وقرأت القرآن ليقال هو قارئ, and you read the Quran so it may be said that you were a reciter of the Quran. فقد قيل, and it was said, ثم أمر به فصحب على وجهه حتى ألقي في النار, then he will be dragged by his face until he is placed in the hellfire. ورجل وسع الله عليه, another man Allah gave him from his bounties, وأعطاه من أصناف المال كله, and he gave him all types of wealth. فأتي به فعرفه نعمه فعرفها, he will be shown his bounty placed upon him and he will recognize them. قال فما عملت فيها, what did you do regarding it? قال ما تركت من سبيل تحب أن ينفق فيه إلا أنفقت فيه لك, that I did not leave a path in which I know that you love that it be spent in regards to it, except I spent in that path. قال كذبت, it was be said to him, you lied. لكنك فعلت, you did this ليقال هو جواد, that he is generous. You did this so that it may said that he is a generous man. فقد قيل, and it was said, ثم أمر به فصحب على وجهه ثم ألقي في النار, then he'll be dragged by his face until he is placed in the hellfire. So this chapter is regarding the sin, the great sin of the one who reads the Quran or teaches it or learns the Quran in order to show off. Ra'a is ar-riya, is showing off, meaning that he does so reading the Quran and learning the tajweed and reciting with tajweed merely for the fact that so he can show off and that the people can hear his recitation, the people can hear him. And ar-riya, it is to do an action, a good deed, by wanting to be seen by the people, or it could be sum'ah, which means to be heard by the people, so that they may praise you and speak well of you. As for if a person does a good deed and the people see him, and he does this good deed so that people may be directed to that good deed, that is not riya. Rather, this is enjoining and calling someone to good deed. Example, you see that the people, they are doing something which is wrong, so you get up and you encourage them with something, you do a good deed and they follow you in that, then that is not showing off, rather that is encouraging them to do a good deed. So it's upon a believer to stay away from showing off and having riya. For the Prophet ﷺ, he said, Man yusammi' Allahu bih, that the one who wants to be heard, Allah will make him be heard. وَمَنْ يُرَائِ Allahu bih, and the one who wants to be seen, Allah will make him seen. And the meaning is that the one who wants to be seen with his actions so that the people may praise him in this dunya, then Allah will embarrass him and expose him on the day of judgment that he was doing so to show off. And similarly, he did so so he may be heard by the people, so he'll be exposed in front of the people on the day of judgment. And there's other statements regarding the explanation of this hadith. Nonetheless, it is a warning from showing off and wanting to be heard with your good deeds. Showing off and wanting to be heard with your good deeds. The hadith came from Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. We mentioned his name was, what's Abu Hurairah's name? According to the correct stance? Abdurrahman ibn Sakhr. So Abdurrahman Sakhar al-Dawsi al-Yamani radiyallahu anhu, he says, Inna awwal an-nas yuqda alayh. The first people that will be judged on the day of judgment, I mean the first person will be asked and judged on the day of judgment is this person. Now one may ask that it comes another hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, awwal ma yuhasibu alayhi al-abd as-salat. The first thing that a person will be judged upon is his prayer. In another hadith the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, awwal ma yuqda bayna an-nas fi ad-dima. The first thing that people will be judged regarding between themselves is blood being shed. So how do you reconcile between this? The scholars reconcile that the outwardly actions, the first thing you'll be judged in regards to it is the prayer. The outwardly action, the first thing that you'll be judged regarding it is the prayer. The second one, as for that which is concerning regarding the hidden actions, the inward actions, then the first thing that you'll be asked about is the showing off. Is the showing off and wanting to be heard. As for that which is in regards to the rights of the people, the first thing that will be judged between them is the blood, the affairs of the blood. Then in regards to the wealth, and like this. So this is how they reconcile between these different narrations. We'll go to the part of the lesson today, which is regarding the Qur'an. So this individual, he learns the Qur'an, or he learns legislative knowledge of the Qur'an, the Sunnah merely, so that it may be said that he is a person who learned, or he's a person who is a scholar, or he's a person who is a reciter of the Qur'an. And due to that, he'll be placed in the hellfire, dragged in the hellfire by his face. For that reason, some of them, they said that the person who learned this person who learned this ilm for other than Allah's sake to be called an alim, mu'adhabun qabla awthan al-wathan, that will be punished before the worshippers of the idols, because awwalu ma yuqda, the first person that will be judged. So it shows the severeness of the sin. As for the intention, then it is something which is severe upon the soul, and it's hard upon a person to always have his intention to be correct, but it shows the importance of it. For there is a report from Sufyan al-Thawri, he said, مَا عَلَجْتُ شَيْءٍ أَشَدَّ عَلَيَّ مِنْ نِيَّتِي لِأَنَّهَا تَنْقَلِبْ عَلَيَّ. That there's nothing more severe which I try to strive in correcting is my intention. There's nothing more that I try to correct than my intention, because it keeps changing on me. And Sufyan ibn Asbat, he said that making one's niyyah, purifying one's intention from corruption in it, is harder upon those who do good deeds than striving for a long time. Also Ibn Mubarak, he said that perhaps a small action you do to tu'adhimuhu niyyah, a small action you do, your intention makes it great. And perhaps you do a great deed, a big deed, but your intention makes it small. Perhaps you do a big deed, your intention makes it small. And it comes from Mutarrif ibn Abdullah that he said that the correctness of the heart is by correction of the actions, and the correction of the actions by the correction of one's intention. So the correctness of one's heart is due to the correctness of the actions he does, and the correctness of the actions is based upon the correctness of one's intention. And it comes to some of the Salaf that the one who wants to make his action complete, then let him make his intention good. Then let him make his intention good, even if it is in regards to a small piece of food. Even if it is in regards to a small piece of food. So make your intentions good. For that reason, the Prophet warned here from these people who do these righteous deeds. They did good deeds. Fighting in the path of Allah and dying in it is a good deed. Spending in the path of Allah is a good deed. Reading the Qur'an and learning ilm is a good deed. But due to their intention, it turned upon them to being a bad deed. So it's important for us to understand, to correct our intentions when we do these good deeds. Then he says, Babu ithmi man ta'akkala bil Qur'an, chapter of the one who eats by the Qur'an. Who eats by the Qur'an. It comes from Jabir radiallahu anhu that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, Iqra'ul Qur'an wabtaghu bihi Allah. Read the Qur'an and seek by it Allah. قبل أن يأتي قوم يقيمونه إقامة القدح. Before a people come and they straighten themselves in regards to the Qur'an, we'll explain what it means, like the straightening of the arrow. يتعجلون ولا يتأجلون. They basically rush to trying to get the reward in this dunya for it, and they did not delay the reward to the hereafter. They did not delay the reward for the hereafter. وله معناه من حديث سهل بن سعد. It comes to Sahel bin Sa'd as well with the same meaning. وعن إمران رضي الله أنه مر برجل يقرأ على قوم. He passed by a man who was reciting upon the people. فلما فرغ سأله, when he was finished he asked him, فقال إمران إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون إني سمعت الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول من قرأ القرآن فليسأل الله تبارك وتعالى به. That I heard the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم say, the one who reads the Quran, let him ask Allah by it. فإنه سيجيء قوم يقرؤون القرآن يسألون به الناس. For indeed there will come a people who read the Quran and they'll ask the people by the Quran. They'll ask the people by the Quran. I mean, they'll try to gain worldly benefits by the Quran from the people. So this chapter is to show the great sin of the one who seeks merely by the Quran to gain some worldly benefit by it. To gain some worldly benefit by it, or to gain some form of monetary values. So the one who does so, then this chapter is regarding his great sin. So from the people are those who read the Quran merely to get what? To get praise from the people. MashaAllah, his recitation is so beautiful. He has such a beautiful voice. That's all he wants. He recites one day with one recitation, the second day with a different, merely for the people to go on YouTube and say, MashaAllah, his recitation, the best recitation I've ever heard in my life. Some of them, they actually do this. It's not far-fetched. And some of them, they do intend by the Quran just to gain wealth. They have these madaris, the different Quran schools, and they charge big dollars, $1,000 per student. And if you're to say to them, I don't have the money, brother, but I want to learn the Quran, they say, you can't attend. The whole intent is, we have to get the money. They have to get the money. And other people are those who intend both. They want the praise and they want the money. They want the praise and they also want the money. As for the one who is granted success, is the one who learns the Quran and teaches it, and recites the Quran with a beautiful voice and learns its tafsir merely for the sake of Allah. If he is given without asking, or given due to that, without him seeking it, or without him making a condition, then that is something from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a rizq for him, a glad tiding for him. So if he learns the Quran and due to that, without him asking or without him making a condition, people give him due to that reason, for him teaching the youth or for him teaching the elders or for him teaching people, then that is good risk from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is permissible for him to take. And it's something which is a form of congratulations for him. So the hadith of Jabir radiallahu an, that yuqimuna, they will basically correct the wordings of it and the recitation of it. And they will make sure that the makharij al-huruf are straight. I mean, this is what is intended by straight in the Quran. I mean, they will make sure everything is correct in regards to recitation of the Quran. Iqamat al-qidh, meaning that they will go extreme in regards to recitation to the extent where they are showing off and want to be known. Showing off and want to be known. So it may be said that this person is a person who recites with good recitation, or a person who recites with the qira'at, the 7 qira'at, or the 10 qira'at, or he knows this, he knows that. This is merely his intention. This is merely his intention. As obviously, Allah knows the intention of the people, but there are some side factors which you can identify the person's intention. Allah knows the intention of the people. We do not know the hearts of the people. But there are some side factors to identify the intention of a person. What is he intending by these acts? Example, a individual comes and said, I will not teach you the Quran unless you place $100 in front of me. Does that show his sincerity? It does not. So there's some side factors where you can identify the stances of these people in regards to the Quran. يَتَعَجَّلُونَ, meaning that they rush to get the reward of the Quran in this dunya by getting wealth and by getting praise, and they forget about the reward of the hereafter. They forget about the reward of the hereafter. As for the hadith, the one that he says that it comes also from Sahid ibn Sa'd as-Sa'idi radiallahu anh, then Sahid ibn Sa'd as-Sa'idi, him and his father were both companions, and he died, or he was 15 years old when the Prophet ﷺ passed away. And he narrated many hadiths from the Prophet ﷺ, and he passed away in the year 88 after the Hijrah, whilst he was 96 years old. And they say he was the last companion to die in Medina. Sahil ibn Sa'd as-Sa'idi radiallahu anh was the last companion to die in Medina. As for the hadith of Imran ibn Hussein, then Imran, he is Abu Nujayd, Imran ibn Hussein ibn Ubayd al-Khuzai. He is also, him and his father are also both companions. Imran ibn Hussein, Imran and Hussein were both companions. He became Muslim during the year of Khaybar, and he accompanied the Prophet ﷺ a lot. And he died in the year 52 after the Hijrah in Basra. And it comes in regards to this chapter that it comes from Abdurrahman ibn Shibl that the Prophet ﷺ said, تعلموا القرآن فإذا علمتموه فلا تغلوا فيه. Learn the Quran, for when you learn it, do not go extreme regarding it. وَلَا تَجْفُوا عَنْ, and do not be negligent regarding وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا بِهِ, and do not eat in regards to it. وَلَا تَسْتَكْثِرُوا بِهِ, do not try to gain increase by it. And this narration is authentic. So these narrations, they come regarding the one who makes it a condition to teach the Qur'an, that you must give me wealth, and as such. But is it permissible to take wealth for teaching the Qur'an? The majority of the scholars, they say that it's permissible to take monetary wealth for teaching legislative knowledge. From them was Shaykh bin Baz rahimahullah mentioned this, and Lajna Da'ima was asked about this: is it permissible to take some form of wage for teaching legislative knowledge, teaching the Qur'an? They said it is permissible for you to take a wage for teaching the Qur'an, for the Prophet ﷺ married off a man to his wife by him teaching her the Qur'an, and that was her mahr. Also, a Sahabi once took a wage or reward for curing a kafir by him doing ruqya with the Qur'an, with the Fatiha, the Fatihatul Kitab, meaning Surah Fatiha. And also it comes from the Prophet, Inna haqqa ma akhadtum alayhi ajran kitabullah. That which is most befitting for you to take reward for is the book of Allah. But this is regarding not making a condition. I mean, did not make it a condition. Rather, if the person gives you, you take it. Some of them, they say, even if you make a condition because of the madaris, it's okay. But generally, it's better not to take a reward unless they give you. Because not everyone is able to give. Not everyone is able to give. And to reject a person because he's not able to give and make it a condition, if you do not place this much wealth in front of me, I'm not teaching you, then this prevents you from learning the Qur'an. This prevents you from learning the Qur'an. And there's a story that I tell brothers once. There was a young brother who recently started practicing. And he went to one of these courses which are well known. I forget which institute it was with. But he went there, the course was $80. And he told the instructor, I just started practicing, I want to attend your course and benefit. Perhaps it may guide me more. And the instructor said it's $80. So the brother said, I restarted practicing, I don't have any money. Honestly, he did not have any money. So the instructor said, if you have no money, then go elsewhere. If you have no money, $80, then go elsewhere. Whilst this instructor is obviously a man who is well off. So it's not permissible to prevent people from learning knowledge which Allah bestowed upon you as a gift, merely for the intent of gaining monetary value. So it's important for us to correct our intentions and look into ourselves. Are we doing this to say for the sake of Allah and to benefit the people? Or are we doing it to become famous and get monetary gain in this dunya and not wait for the reward in the hereafter? So if there's any questions, we'll take it off now. We'll stop with this. Yes. The what? So like we said, that they differ regarding the actions which are outward, the actions which are inner, and the actions which are regards to the people. So based on the different situation of the person, that is what it goes by. So that's what they explain. Yes.
What's the ruling of taking basically monetary compensation for basically just leading Tarawih, for example? Because many Aimma like around the world just go around and basically demand compensation for.
No, I'm just demanding and making a condition that I will not come to lead Tarawih unless you give me money. His intention at times is well known. Now, if he's a poor man and this is the only way that he's going to come to lead and they're in need of him, then some of the scholars say it's permissible in that case. Why? Because he's in need and there's no other way for him to come. But if he is well off and he's demanding this and making a condition, then it's someone that his intention is clear, that he's doing merely leading the Salat, Tarawih for the monetary gain. And some of them, we've heard numbers that they get a lot of money for it. So you see the intention at times, what the reality of the person's intention is. Some of them will say, example, we heard that I'll only lead 4 rak'ahs. You start to pay me in 4. You have to pay me in 4, but I'm only leading 4 rak'ahs because after 4 I get tired. This is something we've heard of. So this is something that obviously shows the person's intention. So every person is different regarding taking monetary value for something like that. Any other questions? Inshallah, I'll stop with this and our brother face to discuss.